What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Dead State. So, unfortunately, I lost about 2 hours worth of footage in between this and the last episode. There's nothing I can do about it. I tried everything to recover it, and unfortunately, it's not really something that we can get done. Luckily, the fact of the matter is, the majority of it was all us just running around farming stuff. So, aside from that, we didn't really accomplish anything. We didn't get any new people. There was no real drama or anything of that nature. Instead, that really just leaves us looking around finding supplies, and so I guess it wasn't that big of a loss. I mean, aside from the time lost and the waste of my own time, it doesn't appear to have hurt anything as far as the playthrough goes. So there was no drama, nothing else really happened, and then ultimately, we were just looting warehouses the entire time. So I suppose it was probably 2 hours saved as far as your end of this sort of like end-user license deal works. But for me, it's a little bit disappointing, but we're back in here today. I'm excited to see you all. Let's have a little fun. So I was thinking, I don't know how much it would help around here, but I kind of miss playing music on the radio, and I thought maybe a day of doing a live show might improve morale around here. It's just a thought. Sure, sounds like a good idea. Cool. Two things I'm going to need, though. All my best mix CDs are back at my apartment. Here, I wrote down directions on your map, and I'm going to need some fuel to keep the generator going longer that day. About 2 gallons. Okay, well, I'll come find you when I have the CDs and the fuel. Don't take too long. I don't know how much good it will do if the mood gets worse. Plus, I'll probably lose interest. Well, definitely. Alright, he sounds kind of like me. You've done a fine job managing around here, Mr. Cray. Thanks. The way you manage in spite of your situation shows remarkable spirit. Anyone around here could learn a thing or two from such a handy-capable individual like yourself. Whoa, I'm sorry. This is a pet peeve of mine, but please don't use that term. You mean handy-capable? What's wrong with that? I'm just trying to use the correct terminology. I was paying you a compliment. To be quite frank, the term is bullshit. It implies that I'm making myself useful despite an inherent uselessness. Well, let me tell you, I've been a firefighter and I've made saving people's lives a priority my whole life, back when I could walk and after the accident. Why are you getting upset with me? It's not like I came up with the term. Jesus. Well, what you said to me was that I defied your expectations despite what you thought about me when you saw I was in a wheelchair. I had to earn respect in order to be considered equal. If you're going to twist everything I say into an insult, then consider this conversation finished. Maybe that's for the best. Had a thought. There was this summer camp over near Lake Travis that my daughter used to go to. I don't know how much food they kept on hand, but it was out of the way, and they did have other items that we could use that probably haven't been snatched up already. You have a daughter? You hadn't said anything about that before. I had a daughter. It's no longer relevant. Oh, okay. Well, thanks for the info on the camp. Let me know if you're going. I'll come with. I knew I shouldn't have played with one of you people. Y'all is crooks. Don't make this into a race thing just because you can't bluff to save your life. Not this shit again. Troy tried to step up to the poker table when he's more of a go-fish man. This black bastard swindled me. I was holding my own just fine when he started winning every hand. He's a cheat. Okay, now, even I got my limits, son. You want to take this outside? I'll give you a broken bone for every can of food you hustled me for. Troy, this is over. You lost. Move on. Lost nothing. I was cheated out of my goddamn food. If you ain't gonna do shit, I don't know, but this ain't right. Hey, come on, Troy. Double or nothing. You keep saying you're better than me, right? This ain't over. For both of y'all. Nathan and Troy head off in opposite directions. So yeah, Troy's been a troublesome member of our society, and unfortunately we're gonna have to figure out a way to deal with him before push comes to shove. Although he seems sort of like ineffective. He seems like the sort of guy that's always like barking real loud, like woofing all the time, but never really follows through. So maybe he does it just because he's afraid of being kicked out again. But honestly, I don't know. We need to figure something out in order to get rid of him. Now, all of our people were sick. I need to check back in and fill it. I need to fill out exactly where we got set back to here. Okay, so everybody has no jobs. We need to go through and make this happen. I'm going to have her on relaxation. Fiona Parks. Let's put you on relaxation for a second, too, until I get the important people in. I know that Lane gives everybody a bonus to... Actually, let's take her off. That's fine, just as long as you're off. And if we put Lane on relaxation, he actually gives everybody a morale boost. So that's pretty good. He's the only person I've ever seen that sends out like a shockwave of happiness every time he sits down on the couch. Ephraim, let's see if we can get you in on an MP5. We're going to take Jody Hopkins up here. We're going to get him started on working on the next aspect, or the aspect, there we go, aspect. I don't know, it's the end of the day and I'm exhausted right now. Let's see, after losing that 2 hours, I had to sit back down and re-record all this stuff, and honestly, I am ass-dragging right now, so I think it's going to work out. I just got to figure it out. We'll go hospitality right there, Corbo's on chef. We've got Priscilla Butler on farmer, obviously. We've got her on, Oscar Guzman. He's on... I don't know, convert another shotgun, I guess. On this side, Doug Schultz, we're going to have you farming. On this side, Davis, we're going to have you doing maintenance. Unless you got something better you want to think about doing. Maybe help out with the engine horsepower. Yeah, help out with the engine. That's fine. And then Anita Cass, we're going to have you on maintenance. Joel Oswalt, we're going to have you on shooting practice. I'm just putting people in random spots at this point. Antibiotics right there to help out with that process, because obviously we have a number of people who are very, very reliant on them in order to continue breathing and being alive. Yes, the stakes are quite high right there. They're laced with all of the THC that you can stick into a modern meat receptacle. Anyways, let's be on our way here. Let me check the inventory real fast. I have no idea. This is the farthest save back that I could load, so it's still like an hour from where we were, so honestly, I don't know how close it's going to take us, but I'm trying to recover right now. I really am. So with Vic, we've got that. Okay, so it seems like we're actually pretty much where we left off. There was some slight stuff in between, but I think what we can get away with right now is if we head back. Is everybody healed? I know that at some point I was trying to figure out who was healed and who was not so that we could go back to Austin. What is going on? Why are people walking around? I'm a little bit confused about the positioning of individuals in our party and why they are not in the locations that they... Why do you have a gun, Sandy? What's going on over here? Why is she wandering around? Is it because it looks like it reset it right there? Maybe? But normally our amigo, him right there, he's over on this side. I don't know. Something weird has happened with the save. Let's just head on out. We got to do something right now. I think what we'll do for the moment is let's head... Oh, I don't know. Where was that camp at? Maybe go out to... Let's go along. Let's go out to Diamondback Garden. We'll get ourselves all nice and situated. See if I can do something a little bit fresh that I haven't worked on. I have been working on Austin a little bit in the off scenes just because there's a lot of fights in there and they sort of drag down. However, I don't know how far back this save went. I recorded initially on camera, but we may be kind of like up shit creek without a paddle. Although, how did they name shit creek? I'm still confused about where they found a creek made entirely of shit so that they could come up with that saying. On this side, it looks like the buildings have been marked by coyotes tags. It's sort of funny how you pick that stuff up as you play the game, like, over time. However, it looks like we just mostly have Zeds right here. So let me see if I can finish off the cop real fast. He's down. He's not taken care of, though, so he's going to get back up, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and let everybody else bypass their turn. It looks like we have nothing but looters over here, although, wow, this actually looks really nice. They might have quite the setup. Everything is still in its mercantile setting, so that's odd that it hasn't been moved around or shuffled at all with the course. I mean, it's been the course of like 2 months. You'd think that things would be moved around slightly, but I guess not. We got a cop over there. Let me turn on my looty thing right now, which appears to have been turned off. We'll drop off the fuel on that side, swing around the outside of the wall, and we'll see what we can find up in here, aside from, you know, lawnmowers and related herb trimming accessories. Looks like looters are the order of the day. So they're going to come in and take some shots, I think. Get themselves all nice and liquored up in the heat of combat. Because what could go better in combat when you need all your faculties together than a little bit of liquor in order to get the whole thing moving along? Let's step off to the side. There we go. I'm actually going to step him back slightly and force them to me, because our party was unfortunately woefully disjointed right there. Their elbows were detached. And so let's bring everybody a tad closer so that we can seize the initiative here. With our remaining AP, let's get a shot off on the thug. Alright. Little bit of damage right there. She's down. I'm going to finish the job real fast. I don't know what happened to the other one. Is it still here and is it still engaged? It's outside of our line of sight, so unfortunately we're going to have to wait for her to get on over here. But once she gets over here, we're definitely going to give her a baton upside the head. Bypass our turns and let her run on up. It looks like she's stuck in some kind of AI loop running back and forth, so unfortunately we're going to have to go to her. As usual, the game is proving fairly buggy, but oh well, what are you going to do? At this point, if you haven't rectified that fact, I'm really sort of trying to dedicate it to memory because the game has just been a mess the entire time. I don't really understand how a game could have gone to release like this messed up. And for a time, like an hour or two, I thought about breaking it off and just being like, whatever, and just letting it go, because at this point, you got to think about it like this. It's sort of hurting me that I promote the game when it's this buggy, because people will see this video and they'll be like, oh, I'm going to go get the game. And then 70 episodes in, we run into like 150 different bugs that I didn't know about. And it leaves me kind of in this weird ethical position where I feel like I vouched for a game that, you know, has a lot of rough edges and things you can hurt yourself on. But at this point, we're so far in that I'll feel really guilty if we let it get out of hand and we let it end early. So, another fight right there. This guy's got a machete. Nothing to be worried about here. This fight is actually, I don't know what this guy is doing. This guy is doing something, and it's not a cogent strategy. It's not anything of the sort, but I guess we'll get in on him and destroy this thing. Although if our baton actually went inside of him, I think that we might have struck a tad too hard. I want to take him out, but I don't want to embarrass him. We got a guy with a brush hook over here. Nothing to worry about. I'm going to let him come to me, spend my AP beating that guy to death. I don't think he's going to get an attack off on his next turn. It seems like we have a lot of looters that we're going to have to deal with, but maybe we'll be able to fish some really good luxuries out of this place. After this episode, we'll go back and we'll see what's going on, and I'll figure out exactly how far back our save has been set with regards to Austin. I don't know what we accomplished or didn't accomplish, unfortunately. Like I said, I lost about an hour and a half of footage due to a technical malfunction that cannot be helped. At this point, I'm just trying to recover. I'm trying to be positive about it. There's nothing positive about this situation, but all I can really do is go forward. I'm glad to know that at least like the footage that we're taking care of was just rudimentary combat and nothing else interesting happening. So there was no storyline, there was no anything like that. I think we had some visitors come to the gate who wanted food, and we sent them off because it was suspicious. But aside from that, I think there was nothing else. It was just people being sick, which I think we already displayed in the last episode, so good things being good, it removes some of the grind from the series, I guess. I'm really reaching up and trying to grasp for, you know, positive outcomes here, but it is what it is. If you're not used to these things happening, being a YouTuber is going to be real rough, because every now and again you hit a major bump in the road that causes something like this to happen, and it's a major downer, that's for sure. You'll sit there and bang your head against the desk and go, why? In a Nancy Kerrigan type. Was it Nancy Kerrigan that got smacked in the knee with the thing? Or was it the other one? I can't remember the name. Somebody got smacked in the knee with an ice skate or like a pipe or something that put him out of the Olympics, and I can't remember exactly who the name was. But unfortunately, since I can't make the reference right now, we're just going to move forward and let it happen. What's so weird about this looter? It says the looter is weird. What precisely is weird about him? Is he sick? Does he have a cough? Does he have strange preferences with regard to food? I don't know what makes him weird, but I guess the game felt the need to call him a weird looter. He must have some sort of like lifestyle preference that is odd and outside the norm of what our characters expect through their observational faculties. Let's grab these parts because I know we're going to need them. We've been modifying guns like crazy, so I think the extra parts are probably going to be helpful. I'm not going to take any of the tools, but I will take the parts. Let's check the next room. I don't know how many more friends we're trying to make up in here, but I think it's safe to say that none of them are threats to us at all. This room is labeled tools in a very mighty fashion using all caps locks. I guess whoever worked up and in here must have been a real asshole to the point where they had to label it. Ah, well. Sometimes you're the asshole, sometimes, you know, you're the hero. You never get to decide these things in life. You really don't. So let's grab the backroom shelf. We're going to grab some parts up and off of there. The backyard looks like it has some things, but it's locked, so I'll probably just go around the front once we get back there. Did I loot all these shelves? I just want to make sure that we got everything. The end cap, did we get that? Okay, the end cap has definitely been ended with regards to its storage usefulness. We got a little office back here that's locked. I don't want to make too much noise because I think that's going to draw out zombies, and I don't feel like dealing with them right now. But I hope those footsteps were our party's. I think they were. Let's give it a second for the sound to go down. There we go. It's only at 28. That shouldn't be enough to draw on too many more Zeds, but I think we'll be alright. Got a workbench with just a hammer on it. That's weird because I see a vise right there. And while I'm usually down for a little bit of vice, right now we just don't have time for it. So let's head on out to the outside. We're going to go around the back side of the building. We're just going to make a big clean sweep of this area and see what we can find. I prefer to keep my sweeps clean. Otherwise, you're just messing the dirt around with even more dirtiness. If your sweep is not clean, then you're just adding insult to injury with regards to the cleanliness of the situation. So there it is. Let's step on in. I'm going to try and beat this guy to death real fast. Down he goes. Nervous looter, we're going to need ourselves a couple of bullets right here. There it is. I'm not going to need the gun. I don't think we need the 38s or anything else. Fencing sets. I don't think these are the fencing sets that most people would apply their brains to. Unfortunately, there's a spear right here, but it's not very good. I wish we had another one. The spear has been a really great weapon thus far. There are more people. It looks like there's zombies on the map, but nobody else. Alright, continue forth with the loot. Oh, never mind. There's one right there. Let's see if we can run up on him and beat him to death real fast. It's funny how the difficulty curve in this game is. Like, once you get to a certain point, it's no longer challenging, like, at all. And you can just walk through and murder guys. Although there are challenges. Down in Austin, I've found that the guys that are up in that building are pretty nasty. They have their moments. I'll take the 9mm just because we can load it into automatics. This guy was out here looting tampons or sanitary pads or something for some reason. What he needed. Was that a female? Maybe it was a female. And then in that case, it made sense. But, yeah, it's a female. Never mind. Makes sense. Or maybe it was a dude out, like, on an errand for his lady. It could have made sense if it was a dude. I'm overanalyzing. Let's continue forward. We got a gas canister right there that nobody can carry because it is too damn heavy. Too much gas for us to carry along with us. We are burdened by gas, I guess would be the statement that I would make. Finalizing my position in this particular set of trials. Let's continue forward. I feel like I'm talking like William Shatner in this particular set of trials. Everything feels oddly punctuated right now. After I found out how much footage was lost, I was just like, it knocked the wind out of me. It knocked the wind out of me. I sat here with my head on my desk just trying to figure out what I was going to do. Reappraised. And it affected other things with the channel too. And then earlier today, like, YouTube was not allowing me to upload, so we missed out on uploading like 5 different episodes, and it's been troublesome. It's been troublesome. So let's just whack some zombies. We're going to take our frustrations out on them. Now, I am still holding nerve gas, which makes me think that we haven't cleared out one of the nastier rooms in Austin, which is a good thing, actually. That means that I'll get to redo that with all of you on camera, which will work out perfectly fine. I considered briefly doing post-commentary for it, but doing post-commentary for, like, an hour and a half of gameplay was just like, I don't know if I can bring it in. I think I'd rather just recover, and we'll do whatever it is that we have to do here. Make it work. We'll bring that rotten fruit on over. Hopefully this run will be fruitful. It's been, oh, no one's dying today. You hear me. Well, we just walked in. Well, you just got bit, so somebody's getting bit today. And in this particular world, that puts you right on the edge of dying, but I can live with it. Let's deal out a couple of hits. There they are. Hits away. We'll grab that and load them on in. I'm going to try and be a little bit less discerning as to what we're grabbing right now, because I wouldn't want an entire episode of just random lootery, because that's just what we did away with by luck, happenstance, or, you know, bad chance, whatever you want to call it. Take this looter out real fast. 1 and 2. Already down. Okay. Grab the backroom stuff. And then with that Zed right there, I'm going to try and draw people out of the line of sight so that we can come around this aisle and take them out. Several hits to the pack right there. The weak spot on a zombie is always the pack. If you ever find yourself in a zombie-laden situation, I highly recommend you swing for their backpack. That'll take them out nice and square, or whatever other shape you find to be positive when you make your little, I don't know, linguistic, I don't even know what to call that right now. Analogies, there we go. That's the word that I'm looking for. My brain is dead. My brain is absolutely dead. But to the next zone we go. So we got this zone cleared out. We've got the Happy Boots Motel. I don't think I want to deal with anything that's like multiple floors or anything like that. The Abilene Bullseye might be a good place to go. Isn't that where the militia sent us, saying that there might be goodies over here? Let's go have a look. We'll see what we can track down. We only have 2 characters that are capable of carrying anything any longer. We might find something good here. Oh no, the Abilene Bullseye was a shopping center. Okay, I remember now. There was another bullseye, wasn't there? I think there were 2 different bullseyes, and we hit one of them, and we didn't hit this one. We don't really need any of the supplies or anything of that nature. The Zeds are all gathered around in a weird way that makes me think there might be something inside. Let's get up in here, and since she's decomposing already, we shall help her and aid her by knocking pieces off of her tiny suit-clad frame. Couple bullets right there. Continue around to the backyard. Keep on rocking, seeing what we can get done here. Got a locked back door, which is indestructible, so they're sort of trying to force our hand right there with regards to how we enter the building. Going through the front seems a little bit, not risky, but it seems like it will be overly concerned with the elimination of enemies who are no threat to us, and so I tend to avoid those situations. We've got a Zed right there. Alright. Well, let's knock him out real fast. And by knock him out, I mean spread his brains all over the concrete. Now it looks like he was run over a car and dragged. I like the way the environmental effect played into that one. Pretty sweet. I'm glad that that came out the way that it did artistically. I like to keep my beatings artisanal. Whenever I lay out my zombies, I like them to have a little bit of flair, a little bit of ooh-la-la contained inside the entire area of destruction. Let's head back to base and see what we can accomplish. We'll drop stuff off, see what was good for the day. We might still have time to go do other stuff. Yeah, let's harvest some berries. We got a little bit of extra room and a little bit of extra time, so I see no harm in doing it. 31 berries collected, so now we got some extra food along the way. We got a corn farm. I actually probably hit both of these. So let's just let the ticker run on down. Down it goes for 21 more food. I don't know how heavy this is all going to be, but this is actually quite a nice little bonus at the end of our outward excursion. I'm happy with it. Our little outdoor adventure has ended in a way that I find to be satisfactory. So only 4 corn from right there, but we got another grapevine, so let's continue. Let's continue. That sounds great to me. We could take as many freebies as we could possibly get at this point. It'll help me bring my spirits on up. Actually, we got 0 right there. Our inventory might be full. I've noticed that when you harvest, once you've got your inventory full, it tends to say that you have 0 rather than saying that you discarded things. So yeah, there it is right there, 134. So that leaves us with pretty good supplies for the day. Let's do our events for tomorrow. Once we've done our events, it's really, really odd that people are walking around right now. Are they going back to where they came from, though? I don't think they are. I think they're just wandering. Like, Anita has been here since the beginning of the game. Maybe they're just rearranging themselves. That's a very, very weird bug. No, she's still walking around. Did they patch or something and make these walk around? The ones upstairs aren't moving. So, in the interest of not offending lemurs, maybe they'll be reset today. Let's find out. The undead have attacked the fence. They did 0 damage. Hi, if you had the time, I have a request to make. What is it? This might sound strange, but I might have told you that my daddy didn't really allow me out much, being that he was worried the heathens might corrupt my immortal soul and all. Which is a crying shame, since I found that some heathens are real nice people. But I guess since there ain't much time left, I was hoping I could live a little and go to this history museum I heard about. It's got knights on display, and damsels, and probably dragons too. Where's it at? According to the flyer that I read, it was over by Loma Alta. I can mark it on your map. I'm just so excited we could take the horses there. Oh, please say you'll take me. Alright, I'll take you, Priscilla. Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm going to tell everybody. God bless you. Okay. I was going around the rounds this morning and noticed the refrigerator doesn't seem to be working. All the other power things seem fine, but not the fridge. No cooling, no nothing. It's not life and death or anything, but that fridge helps keep any of our non-preserved food fresh, so it's kind of important. At any rate, I put a note about it up on the job board, and I wanted to let you know right away. I'll get right to it. Hail! A humble request. I have noticed that in the courtyard there is a stable. Oh, it would be glorious to have a noble steed carrying me into battle once again. I could ride to hell and back and be back for the evening's feast. Oh, you like horses. That's good to know. Ah, thank you, my liege. I shall inquire around for a dependable stable boy in the meantime. He nods and walks off. If I could have just a moment of your time, I've been thinking about a way to allow people to have more of a voice here, something to tell them that we're listening to their concerns. What we need is a suggestion box. People can write their suggestions and put it in the box. That way, if they're too shy to tell us directly, they still have an outlet. All it would need is a few bits and pieces of scrap to put it together in some time. Great idea. I'll get you what you need. Excellent. I'll get started on it right away, and of course, let people know about it when it's up. I think you're going to find that a little thing like this can go a long way. Look forward to the results. I'll see you later. Okay, so I think this is a good spot to break off the episode. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerdcastle for the next episode of Dead State. I look forward to seeing you all in future episodes. Take care out there, everybody, and as always, hi-do.